Hi, I'm Nicole with the Adoption Consultancy, and we're talking about some of the top questions that I get about adoption. I speak to a lot of clients every day who come to adoption after years of draining infertility treatments, and they're really kind of down and they're almost sort of expecting failure. And the more positive you can be during the process, the more smoothly things are going to go for you. So I have some tips and thoughts about how to kind of manage the process from an emotional perspective. One of the things to keep in mind is that if you want to be a parent, you will be a parent. Adoption works. If you stick with it, you have so much more control over this process than you did with the infertility process, and you will be a parent at the end of it. And interestingly, studies show that people who've been through infertility, who've been through adoption, who've worked really hard to create their family, are ultimately more involved and more attentive parents than others who haven't worked quite so hard to get there. So that's a wonderful goal to keep in mind that you're working towards. Another thing to think about is that there is beauty along the way, and it's important to stop and acknowledge that and recognize it. Sometimes it's all you can do just to get through the day, and people will turn to things like yoga or meditation or journaling just to help get them through the process. And those are wonderful ways to help yourself not only get through the day-to-day process of building your family, but also you're learning such valuable skills that are going to help you throughout your life in terms of reducing anxiety and managing stress. So you should stop and acknowledge that and recognize yourself for taking such a wonderful step towards your long-term health. And those skills will definitely come in handy because parenthood is stressful. And the third thing that I would say is actively find your own closure to all of this. Everyone who's been through this process, through infertility, through adoption, through such a struggle to build their family, stops and asks themselves, why me? At some point. And I think it's so important to find an answer to that question so that you can move forward, with your focus on your family. For me, that answer, was quite drastic. I created my own closure. I left a successful corporate career and I started the adoption consultancy so that I could honor my struggle and help people who are working really hard to build their families. For other people, it doesn't have to be as drastic. Maybe it's just a matter of knowing that you are a more patient parent than you might have otherwise been. Or maybe it's knowing that you're providing this child with so many more opportunities in life than they would have otherwise had. But I think it's really important to assign that meaning to what you've been through, and then it becomes a part of who you are, but not a defining of who you are, and so that you can move forward as a psychologically healthy parent and focus on your family. If you'd like to talk more about this or anything else related to adoption, please feel free to give me a call and I'll be happy to help.